Well, welcome to the Web Show for two special reasons. One is it's always fun being in LA, and I hope to work with Adam Rifkin on some projects in the future. I can't wait. It's going to be super cool. And the other thing is my favourite little handycam that I've travelled around the world with. It's been such a loyal partner. It kind of died on me during the filming of this night, which was a Q&A session in between two of Adam's films in Santa Monica. One is The Dark Backward with Bill Paxton. There's Adam's name on the board. And the other one was Detroit Rock City. So it was cool to be there for the Q&A and pulled the camera out and filmed it. The film stars Judd Nelson as a bit of a struggling stand-up comedian. Here's a little snippet from the film.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Marty Malt. I'm reminded tonight of something that happened to me the other day. I went to the post office to get some stamps, and I waited my usual 3 hours in line. And just as I was getting to the window, an announcement was made that if anyone just needed stamps, to move into a different line. So I moved into the different line, and this giant boot came down from the ceiling and stamped me on the head. Ooh, do I have a headache?
Yeah, I'm sure that's every comic's worst nightmare, being able to hear someone doing their nails in a room. It's a great original story by Adam Rifkin, all centering around a lump that grows out of the back of the Judd Nelson character, but it's not your typical lump in any way, and probably only the imagination of someone like Adam can come up with something like this, the world's first three-armed comic. But it was great to have the camera there. As I said before, my camera kind of died, so it gets a little bit noisy, sort of chewing while I was filming this. The Q&A session for the film, The Dark Backward.
How did you get such great people into this film, and how did you pitch that film?
Well, I didn't pitch it. It was the first script I ever wrote, and I wrote it when I was very young. I wrote it when I was 19. And I had no idea how to get a movie made at all. I just knew that you needed money to make a movie. I figured out pretty early on that the only difference between making a movie and not making a movie is getting the money together to get it made. So I was determined to get the money somehow, but I didn't know who to approach or how best to do it. And so I was literally going through like the yellow pages, looking for lawyers that I thought would be rich and doctors and asking them for money. And then some really nice lawyer had a meeting with me and said, no, you have to approach production companies that actually make movies. And so I gave the script to this one company that no longer exists, but their reader was a guy named John Lau, who went to high school, right, with Brad. And he read it and he passed. He said that our company would never make the movie, but he gave it to Brad because he knew Brad was a young producer, and I'll let Brad take it from there.
It's a long story.
And we'll share some of those stories soon, but here's another snippet from the movie, The Dark Backward.
How'd it go?
It was great.
Great, huh? Fantastic.
He was so funny. I thought I was going to have a heart attack. He had the joint eaten out of his hand. I almost split a gut.
What did you say? Come on, give me some.
Yeah. Come on. Tell him the one about the movie star at the podiatrist. Oh, this one really bowled him over.
This movie star goes to see this podiatrist, right?
Right!
Okay. He limps into the office, and the podiatrist says, "Oh my God."
What's a podiatrist?
Who the hell knows?
Yeah, so it was great performances by the whole cast, but the cool thing about having the camera at the Q&A session was getting the stories behind the story, like getting the casting right for the film.
Relentlessly pursued the cast. The pitch was, because we had no money, you know.
Well, we didn't.
I mean, the movie was made for,
About $500,000, $700,000,
something like that.
all in.
Yeah. We had no money to spend, but our pitch was that we were going to give the actors an opportunity to be in something that they wouldn't otherwise get a chance to do. And so, like for example, like James Caan, for example, I just relentlessly pursued him to the point where he really was pissed off every time. I mean, I was like stalking him. You know what I mean? And I found out I had an inside spy at the Playboy Mansion because I knew he hung out there all the time. And so the spy told me that Jimmy is at the Playboy Mansion right now, at the pool. So here's the private number at the Playboy Mansion. He'll think it's funny if you call him there. And he'll think, how did he find me here? So I called him and I just said to the Playboy Mansion, oh yeah, hey, it's I just got cut off. I was talking to Jimmy. He's out by the pool. So they connected me with Jimmy. And I said, Mr. Caan, it's Adam Rifkin again. He said, what? How did you find me here? All right, I'll do your goddamn movie. Just leave me alone. So it's that kind of thing, you know.
So, Mr. Fault.
Malt.
What?
Malt.
Malt. Yeah. What seems to be your problem?
Well, I've got this odd lump in the middle of my back. I'm somewhat concerned about it.
Oh, you're concerned an odd little one.
Well, at first I thought it was just a bite, but it hasn't gone away. It just keeps getting bigger.
Shut up. Here's where your problem is.
What is it?
Will you wait? I'm a professional. Would you like me to jump on a misconclusion, diagnose you and send you off in a coma? You'd like that, maybe? No, I thought not.
I remember, when Jimmy showed up, it's the first rehearsal, and Bill looked at me and he goes, I'm in the dark backward, and Jimmy calls me.
Godfather! Oh my gosh! Your Godfather!
What's going on?
But he had just done Misery just prior to The Dark Backward, and so we killed his career for a while again.
Finished Jimmy off too.
But, I mean, it's an absolutely, completely committed cast. If you've never seen a cast this committed to playing, there's, Bill, you and Judd must have been exhausted after every take. There's not a moment in which you're not actually doing something 100%.
My only regret is I didn't have more energy.
I wanted to take it. I think the review in the New York Times said the sky was the limit when it came to my overacting, which I took as a real compliment. The sky's the limit. I mean, the other part's a little funky, but...
And here's a scene with Bill Paxton and James Caan doing their thing.
Looking around for stuff. And who do you suppose I run into? Good old Dr. Scurvy here. So we get to talking and decided to come and see you.
Yeah, we came to see you and we came to help you.
Help me? What do you mean?
What I mean? You seem to have forgotten. I'm a doctor. I fix things.